All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Lead Up Teach on YouTube Live with myself, Elizabeth Bostwick, and my co-hosts, Heidi Veal and Laura Gilchrist. I teach fourth grade in the Finger Lakes region of New York, and I'm extremely passionate about fostering a true love of learning within all students by immersing them in makerspace, project-based learning, and passion projects, while also inspiring them to ignite their shine. Tonight, we're extremely excited to welcome Christine Pinto. She's a kindergarten teacher in Arcadia Unified Schools in California. She's also the founder of the hashtag of GAF for Littles and former transitional kindergarten teacher. Check out her blog at christinepinto.com. Heidi, please just take a minute and introduce yourself.
Hi, Lead Up Teach. My name is Heidi Veal, and I've been an educator for over 16 years. And during that time, I've served as a classroom teacher, RTI specialist, instructional coach, and assistant principal. And recently, in my new role as the early childhood literacy and program administrator in a school district in North Texas. I, along with Liz and Laura, co-founded Lead Up Teach and also co-founded ECE Chat with Nancy Alvarez on Twitter every Tuesday night. And I'm passionate about educating the whole child and, of course, including technology in early childhood settings to empower their learning. Laura, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Laura Gilchrist. I'm a high school instructional coach and teacher in Kansas City, going on 23 years strong. Science and social studies, my loves. I'm passionate about design thinking, student-teacher leadership in schools, and helping students design their futures while they're in school. I'm thrilled to welcome you, Christine Pinto, to Lead Up Teach. Thank you for joining us, and please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hello, thank you for having me today. I'm super excited to share and to spread a little bit more of the message about GAF for Littles. My name is Christine Pinto, and as you guys already mentioned, I am a kindergarten teacher in California. Before I was a kindergarten teacher, I taught half a year of transitional kindergarten, so 4 and 5 year olds, and before that, I worked with like a pre-K program for about 3 years with field work. So the littles are my people. I am a fairly new teacher if you guys haven't done the math with that or anything like that yet. And I am just excited to be in the teaching world. That's pretty much me.
Well, awesome. Welcome, Christine. We're so glad to have you here today. And we also want to give a special welcome to our Lead Up Teach audience here on YouTube. And we invite everyone today to use the hashtag of Lead Up Teach to connect and participate with the chat both during and after the conversation.
All right. Well, to get us started, Christine, will you please share about the journey that led you to be the inspiring educator that you are today?
Sure. So I'm going to start off by saying that I knew that I wanted to work with kids in a positive environment. And so that's why I became a teacher. And I was very blessed and fortunate to, I mean, like, this kind of just goes back to, like, me starting college. You know, I got into a 4-year university, and I was, like, a chick on a mission. Like, there's, like, just so many hoops that you have to jump through to become a teacher. And, like, you know, all the tests I had to take, like, all, like, the field work I had to do, and just, like, all the hoops. Like tests, like, it's not just, like, a couple. There's, like, a bunch here in California. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but jump through enough hoops. And just, like, when I finally got a class in my own, I just, like, hit the ground running. And so, I mean, for me, it just honestly just feels like I was just, like, doing my thing with the kids. And then I'm kind of learning, like, you know, that some of the stuff I'm doing is kind of cool, I guess. So, well, I guess, like, just to kind of get some background, with my TK class, again, they were, like, 4 and 5 year olds. I guess the story I guess people like to hear is I started using technology with them. That's kind of what I'm doing, integrating technology in meaningful ways with little kids. And so it's like we went to the computer lab like once a week, and, like, I remember them, like, just learning how to, like, navigate on the computer, like how to use the click with the mouse and everything. And but, like, after going to the computer lab for about a good, like, I don't know, like, maybe a month, like, so, like, that would be, like, maybe, like, 4 times. Like, I was like, okay, we're done on Starfall. Like, I'm tired of watching you guys guys play Starfall. It's a great website to get started and everything, but it's like I didn't want my kids to be just be doing something. I wanted them to be like making something or creating something. And so I had just kind of like just started attending like some conferences, you know, like a tech conference, and I heard about like Twitter. That's how I found out about Twitter. Like people are like, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. And I'm like, what's the big deal with Twitter? Like I thought you go there to just post whatever. So I found out there was like an edgy world on Twitter, and so I decided to join. And you know, I got onto the lingo. Like, you know, you use a hashtag when you want to post something. And so I was just like, you know, oh hey, like, you know, I'm gonna try using like Google Classroom with my kids and stuff like that. And I've been kind of sharing about what my kids have been doing on Twitter since I've started. Just thinking like, hey, this is what people do. People post stuff on Twitter, you know, and that's pretty much how things got going. And I don't know, like I just share what I do. I blog at ChristinePinto.com, and there's a wonderful community on the hashtag #GafForLittles. I just love to see how much people share on there. And, I mean, it's the hashtag. Like I started up the hashtag. Like seriously, like I think right after my TK kids. So it's been going on for a good like year and a half at least, and it's growing. It's exciting to see that. So somewhere in there, I guess that's what makes me an inspiring educator. So that's that in a nutshell.
And you are just in year 2 as a teacher, is that right?
Yes. Yes, this is my second full year of teaching. I guess technically this is like my third class. If my TK class, my class last year, and this year's class. So yes.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Well, you published a blog on your website in July titled Getting Started with Gaff for Little's Infographic. Could you just walk us through the steps and explain how teachers can get started with creating a blended learning experience or blended learning experiences via Gaff for Littles in their classrooms?
Sure. So I guess just like with getting started, before you even get started, like you just kind of have to have a positive mindset, like have that believer's mindset that that kids can do anything and that you can facilitate it happening, kind of thing. And it's like, hang on, really quick, I'm gonna pull up that blog post that you were talking about. I switched computers, and now my close with that, so that way I can kind of give like a good thorough like play-by-play with it. Of course, I'm having a hard time finding it now. So hang on one second. Okay. There we go. Really helpful if I could spell it.
Take her out.
There we go. Hang on, so that way I can go through like the steps and everything. Hang on. It's coming. Here we go. Okay. So okay, so if we're talking like Google Apps and everything, I'm just gonna say like keep it all consistent. So whatever you use, like it doesn't have to be Google Apps. For me, like I'm very fortunate that the districts that I've been working in have had Google for Education accounts. Those are like for me, like along with there's a bunch of other platforms and portfolio websites and everything that are there. I know that my kids are going to be using Google Apps like until like the next thing comes out or whatever. So I'm gonna like I would want it to keep it consistent. They're going to be using that in first grade. They're going to be using that like in fourth grade. Might as well start them in kindergarten with it. So just background with that. So the first step, like if you're looking at my infographic, and I don't know if like links are shared in places like or anything like that, but with this you just collect like the kids like Google login information, and that's not something that we create as teachers. That's something that's usually generated by like the IT department or something like that. So I know where to access that on like in my portal as a teacher in my district. So if you don't know how to like access that information, you get that through you ask someone in your tech department for that. And so once you have the kids' accounts, like you just kind of like you can create like login cards for the kids. And I guess it really kind of just depends on what device you're using. If you're using like tablets, there's there's a double-edged sword with that. The kids, you log the kids in initially, and they stay logged in. That's great because then they don't have to log in again. the other side to that sword is like, well, they could be working in each other's accounts, and not to be, punks or anything like that, but like just because like you don't think like, oh, I need to switch accounts to make it work. So that's a double-edged sword with that. But so however, if you're not using an iPad or like a tablet or anything like that, the kids need like a login card to type in their login information for like a Chromebook or like some kind of a PC device. So my idea with the login cards is, well, it's just like I have a pocket chart, like the calendar pocket chart. And all my kids keep their login cards in their pocket chart, and so I have it to where, well, anyone who works with little kids knows that, oh, you're looking at the screen and I don't know all my letters yet, and some like, depending on your keyboard, like they're all lowercase, and so not necessarily the letters that come to them easily at first, but to help with that process of like the search and find, I've created like a template to where the colors, I color coded the keyboard, I guess you can say. So there's like colored pieces of tape for every row on the keyboard, and the kids can so on my keyboard, I'm just gonna say what my keyboard looks like. It's like red, yellow, green, and purple, and so the red row is the numbers. So when they need to go find the number, and it's like the number 3, and the 3 has the red colored background on the login card. So the the login card has the red 3 on the keyboard. They have to go look for the red row and go type in the 3. And so that has helped tremendously with last year's group, with this year's group. And I mean, my favorite part is like when that time comes when I'm like, and it's happened last year, it happened this year, when the kids come up to me, like, well, I tell the kids, don't forget your login card, and they're like, I have it memorized already, and I'm like, yay! So it's neat because well, for this year, my kid actually told me that perfect timing. It was during student-led conferences, and he's signing onto the computer. I'm like, don't forget to go get your login card, and right in front of his dad, he's like, I got it memorized. I'm like, good for you, buddy, because my kids have passwords that are like a random assortment of like letters and numbers. And so it's not something that's like intuitive for me to try to memorize. So for like a 5 or 6-year-old, good luck with that, But anyways, so that's my login card idea. I say to help out with I guess the organization of like the devices, to assign them, like put like numbers or colors or something like that on them. I should probably say that I am one-to-one with Chromebooks, and so all of our Chromebooks are labeled with a number. However, if you're like have like a small group set, then you can just like put a colored something, put like an animal sticker, and so that the kids have this consistency of always grabbing the same device. In my opinion, that's just good practice. And so like, and also for me, like I know which kids are responsible for which device kind of thing. So label and assign your kids to devices, and then plan out your workflow, like for productivity, I guess. So how are the kids gonna get out their Chromebooks and stuff? I mean, this was something like a trip to wrap my head around last year, where I was like, I went from my TK kids having like, just like a couple devices, like 6, to like, we have a whole class set. And I'm like, oh yeah, but then I'm like, how are we gonna do that, So we do like the Chromebook walk in my class, and it's just like, imagine there's like 3 tables in our Chromebook cart. The kids they have to go all the way around their Chromebook cart. All the way around the tables to stand next to the Chromebook cart. They have to wait in line, and they grab their Chromebook out, and the login card if they need it, and then they go on their merry way to go do their thing, and that's how all my kids can be on at the same time. So that's our workflow. It works. The kids will call each other out when they skip a step in the process, and so it makes my job easier. They take care of it.
So when it's time for them to have the Chromebooks, you've got it down so you don't waste a lot of time.
Right. No, yeah, exactly. Well, and it's kind of like, even like sometimes like there's a program that we use in my district, and my kids use it frequently, and it's like it's what they do after they come inside from recess, and so it's kind of like they know that whoever's like in first gets to grab their Chromebook, and they get to go sit down, and yeah, there's gonna be like a little bit of a line, but like the line dies down and they're all doing their thing within like just I'd say about like 7 to like 8 minutes, and Of course, like when they're leaving the carpet or something, I can call them by rows to go get it, and I only have like 5 kids at a time. But you know, I mean, I feel so comfortable with the routine that I've left them to be able to do an activity without me at school. I'll put it that way.
So yeah, procedure. That's amazing.
Thanks. I think that was just about it. I have 2 more things, I guess. Apparently in the infographic I put more. So if you're using like I use Google Classroom. That's what I use to push out assignments. So obviously you need to create a Google Classroom first, and if you're a Google user, and I was always suggest to put like a hashtag and a number on the assignment. So and I got the idea from Alice Keeler. So like I don't know what assignment number we're on, but it's always like hashtag like 0 and whatever number it is. So like hashtag 060 might be the assignment that we're on right now. So, and I think that's about it. That was like, yeah, I don't know if that was more than you wanted to know, but I just went off the infographic.
Awesome.
All right. Is it my turn? All right. My question, how do you go about influencing educators to try your ideas and introduce GAF for littles, particularly for those who are skeptical?
Okay. Well, I have to just say that it's all about planting seeds, you know? And so, like me personally, it's kind of like I put my stuff out there, and I hope my community knows, like the GAF for Littles community knows that, like, you know, Pinto puts stuff out there, and we can like take it and use it how she put it, or we can take it and like transform it and make it our own, or like I could take your idea and I can do something else with it, like, you know, like that's and just like in education in general, that's how we need to be thinking, like, you know, like we shouldn't be like holding back our stuff. We need to be putting it out there, kind of thing. So as far as like when people are skeptical about it, I always just go to like sharing like what I've done already with the kids and ask them like, what are you nervous about, you know? So, and I think it's kind of like, you know, I guess I'm talking more to like tech coaches and like and stuff like that, like TOSAs and stuff, like, you know, always just like talk, like, you know, with teachers, like just tune in and say, like, hey, like, what are you doing in class right now? You know, and then if you have an activity that can go along with what they're doing, that's how technology integration should be. It's not something where it's like, you know, like, oh, like, you know, we need to be doing like, you know, we need to begin, we have these Chromebooks and we need to use them. So like, what's something that we could do on them, kind of thing? It should be like something that naturally flows. If you're a person and like in the education field that gets to support teachers with technology integration, ask them what they're currently doing so that it just goes with what they're doing, kind of thing, is what I'm trying to get at, so that it feels like seamless, kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like when I create something, I'm like, hey, like it's Christmas time. Here's the graphic Christmas ornament thing that we do, you know. And so like, you know, take it if you want it, and if you don't want to do it, then try the next thing I put out there. That's how I kind of roll with it. You know, you can't force things on people, and I think it's just kind of getting down to like, what are you nervous about, you know? And it's just kind of like working on it from there. Is it the management piece that's worrying you? Is it the I don't know how to use technology? Is it like, you know, what are you worried about? Like, just getting to the bottom of that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's what great teachers do. They share and then they borrow, steal, change, and try each other's ideas. So that's awesome, the way you've been able to share and influence. So, Christine, this has been a really big year for you. During 2017, just a few things. You've teamed up with Lisa Dabbs to kind of reimagine and reinvigorate New Teacher Chat, collaborated and presented with Alice Keeler, and presented an Ignite session at ISTE in San Antonio this past summer. So share with us some of your kind of biggest takeaways from those really unique experiences.
Okay, so I think you might have touched the first thing you said was teaming up with Lisa Dabbs, and so yes, I just like kind of like furthered my friendship with Lisa, and it's been neat because we have been given the opportunity to blog together, to do like a co-blogging thing on Edweek Teacher. That just started in November. I just actually posted today. So the idea is that we are like writing to each other. So, and it like revolves around I get to just kind of speak about like, you know, things that are coming up for me as a new teacher, and like ask, like, you know, tell her like this is what I'm doing, and can I get to like, what advice can you give me, kind of thing. And she responds back. So it's like a once a week vlogging series that's going to be going on between me and Lisa. And yeah, so like this week is my week, next week will be her week. That's on Ed Week Teacher. And let's see, what else did you mention? You had mentioned about working with Alice Taylor. Yeah, it's always fun. We've done, I don't remember, like, well, last year we've done workshops together, and when both of us in the room, the energy is just like super high. Like we are like, I think we kind of just feed off of each other, kind of thing. But the bigger collaboration that we had this year is that we wrote a book. So we wrote a book, and that's going to be coming out next year. So that was like, I mean, writing a book wasn't on my bucket list, but I guess it happened.
That's awesome. So, incredible.
Yeah. So I'm just the kind of person that just hits the ground running, I guess. Like, if you throw an idea at me and I'm not too scared by it, I'll give it a shot, I guess. As far as like ISTE was pretty intense, to say the least. It was my first ISTE. I knew that like it wasn't this past one, obviously this is the first one, but the one before that I didn't go. I had seen like the hashtag like on Twitter what ISTE was, and I'm like, oh man, I guess this is like the mother of like all tech events, and I'm not there, you know. And so like, I'm gonna go to the one in 2017. And then it's a funny story behind it. I wanted to present, but you know, that was my first year of teaching also, and so I missed the deadline. Like I had seen it, I was like, oh, it's you know, I gotta get this in by tomorrow. That's not happening. And so then I saw that, like, you know, oh, like there's like a call for new ideas or something like that, and so I applied for it, and then not realizing that it was like an Ignite session, which is one of those intense things where it's like you got 5 minutes and like I think it was like 15 or 20 slides that change automatically every 5 seconds. Go, and I'm like, oh snaps, you know. So that was interesting. Yeah, but I enjoyed sharing there. Like it was like neat because I got to meet so many people face to face. There's nothing like someone you've been connecting with on Twitter and just like, hey, like I'm so and so, like this is my Twitter handle, like, oh, this is you in real life, hi, you know, kind of thing. That was fun. I don't know. So yeah, I think hopefully I touched on the different takeaways in there. Also, like it was just like I was able to complete my first full year of teaching, and yeah, I guess this year was definitely one for the books, I guess.
It sure is. What an amazing year, right?
Yes, it was a good year.
So Christine, if you could share one thing that you would like lead up teachers to walk away with or go out and do to make a difference, what would it be?
I would say just the whole idea about believing, like all around. So first you gotta believe, like honestly, like believe in yourself, like because it's kind of like you're like, but like go back and think back to like why you became a teacher, kind of thing. And I'm assuming that we all became teachers for the right reasons and everything like that. But just the whole just like don't be afraid, like embrace new opportunities with the kids, believe that you can be a facilitator of that. And then like, so once you feel like you got a good grip on yourself, like you know, you can believe in the kids, like, you know, like when you believe you can provide the opportunity, the kids will be there ready to just try something out with you, you know. So like, and like, so believe in the kids, so don't like, so know that you can facilitate the opportunity and just believe the kids can seriously do anything. And just like roll with those things. That's like just such a big part of education. I feel it's a big part of like what I do in the classroom. A lot of days it's like, you know, I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna just try this anyways, guys. So and I mean I just have so many different experiences in talking to teachers now that I realize that it's not so much like, you know, like it's not so much that the teacher thinks that they can't facilitate. They're worried about the kids too, I guess. So it's kind of like, you know, just put it out there and just kind of like enroll with it. Like sometimes things are gonna flop, and that's okay. Things flop for me all the time. but it's kind of like, it's what you do afterwards that matter, how do you bounce back? And that's just such a big piece that we have to show our kids too, when something doesn't work, I mean, like, are you going to throw a teacher fit? Are you going to just are you going to show them how to like embrace like the opportunity for what it is and move on kind of thing? So I say to like a takeaway, to walk away with something, just walk away with the idea that you got to believe in yourself and you got to believe in the kids.
That's beautiful. My cheeks hurt from smiling so much. You are so fun to listen to, and you're just taking the kids on a journey with you, and that's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I have a question. So as we wrap, I would love for you to share what's coming up for you in 2018 and how our listeners can connect with you in the future.
Okay, in 2018, the book will be coming out.
Okay. What's the title? Can you tell us?
It's Google Asks for Littles, Believe They Can. So that'll be coming out soon. Just kind of like literally putting up the wraps on that. And then I will be going on a road trip with Alice Keeler and Lisa Dabb to ISTE. So we're leaving from like LA and we're driving to Chicago. So that'll be fun. That'll be kind of like, we're gonna get to like stop at some schools along the way and do some sharing, like do some like coffee meetups and stuff like that. So that'll be like about 2 weeks in the summer. Just like along with like some other like, just like presenting opportunities and stuff like that. Also, I haven't like put this out there so much yet, but I sense that there's gonna be like a little change with the Gaffer Littles chat and how I moderate it. Let's just say that I'm looking to provide a more flexible way for teachers to be able to participate and share.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it.
No, that sounds exciting.
Thanks.
Well, Christine, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Lead Up Teach. I know that our listeners, whether they were here live or listening later on the podcast or watching on the YouTube channel, enjoyed hearing, especially your passion for bringing purposeful technology experiences to our youngest learners. I think it's critically important because they are already digital citizens, and it's up to us to teach them how to be great digital citizens and prepare them for a world of learning. You've had just a huge positive influence already on so many educators, and I know your influence is just going to continue to go on. Thank you also to our amazing audience who have tuned in tonight or are listening later.
Absolutely. It's been great hearing from you, Christine, and we will be sharing out tonight's Lead Up Teach episode on Twitter using the hashtag of Lead Up Teach.
We are excited to announce the date and time of our next Lead Up Teach episode and invite everyone to go ahead and mark their calendars. We're kicking off the new year welcoming lead learner Bethany Hill for episode 30. It will air on Thursday, January 11th at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. We look forward to welcoming Bethany and learning from her experiences as a leader of an official leadership journey model campus via the Energy Bus.
All right, so between now and our next episode in the new year, we encourage all of you to connect with one another and to tweet using hashtag LeadUpTeach on Twitter. And we're signing off tonight. Good night, everyone. Thank you again, Christine.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, Christine. It's our pleasure.